Hello Capricorn, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here with your July 2025 general reading. We are exploring the second half of July for the Earth sign of Capricorn. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. Please do like and subscribe. And if you know your other sign placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, watch those videos as well. Additional insight and perspective. If something really hits home for you in this reading and you'd like to take a deeper look and explore how it works out in your own personal life, or you like the reading style, if you're interested in a personal reading with me for yourself or as a gift for someone else, you can email me for more information, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can click on the description below of this video to see that contact information as well. I would love to hear from you, and I can usually get back to you within same day or 24 hours. I offer lots of different reading types, lengths, cost, style, spreads, love and romance, relationship compatibility, career, work, money, investment, 6 and 12-month overviews as well. And I'm diligent about the timely scheduling of these personal readings. So if you're interested, email me. Okay, moving right along, Capricorn. Let's see what the second half of July is bringing in for you. Seven of Coins, taking stock, taking inventory. Some of you may be taking a look at your resources, what you have saved, what you have built up, what you have invested, whether it's financial, material, emotional stuff, and asking yourself, okay, where do I go from here? This is how much I've put into this. What do I have to show for it? Can I make changes? Can I make it better? Should I just take what I can and leave and go do something different? Do I have enough resources to do XYZ? Taking inventory, taking stock. Next, we have justice, reaping what you sow, truth, honor, morality. Doing the right thing, the fair, equitable, even thing. Even if our emotions want to pull us a different way, justice is about, taking the higher road, doing what's right, black and white right. Some of you, it might be an actual legal issue. You might be asking yourself, if you're in the middle of a legal issue or litigation of some kind, you might be asking yourself, okay, where we are at in the process now, is maybe you've gotten an offer of something, if it's monetary compensation or something, or some kind of offer. It may be that you've received an offer and you're like, is this good enough for me to take? I mean, it could be any situation either, but when justice shows up, we look at legal situations as well. Is this the right thing to do? Should I take this, or should I ask for this? Or, is this the right thing to do at the right time? In any situation here. When justice comes up, it's always kind of a bit of cautionary advice from Spirit saying, do what you feel is the honorable thing to do. Black and white, right. Next, we have the moon, but it might not be so clear. The moon is a bit cloudy sometimes. It reflects the light of the sun, so things look different. Deep fears that we have can become unrealistically magnified, and that can affect our decision making. You might feel compelled towards one way, but not sure because the way is not entirely sure. The light is shadowy. There's hidden corners and nooks with the moon. It feels like you're trying to figure out the best way to navigate through a certain situation. What is the right thing to do? And once you decide that, what's the right way to do it and the right time to do it? Your crowning energy, your overall theme and focus for the second half of July is movement, the Eight of Wands. Things moving forward progressively, pretty powerfully, with a specific, precise goal or destination in mind. Might be travel. Might be actual moving or relocating. Kind of a bit of a similar theme in your sister sign Virgo's reading. So let's peel it back a little bit. Let's take a look at that Eight of Wands. Tell us more. The Devil, the Eight of Cups. Very similar to Virgo's reading. The Devil, the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Swords, it's like you want some kind of change, you want some kind of movement, you want to go somewhere, you want to travel, or you want to move or relocate. But it feels like you can't because it feels like the external challenges are too difficult. However, the thing about the Eight of Swords is it represents feeling trapped and held hostage, but by our own thoughts, kind of being a victim of ourselves, our own thinking. Well, I think it's going to be too hard. If I do this, then I'll have to deal with that. If I do this, that could go wrong. If I do that, blah, 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 right? Fill in the blanks. So we say, well, I can't I can't affect a positive change in this situation, so I'm stuck. You're not. It's not to say it wouldn't take effort and it might be challenging, but you can free yourself from a situation because it feels like you want to go. Like obsessively go or get away from some kind of perhaps unhealthy, toxic patterns or cycles or something going on. Eight of Cups, you want to leave behind that which is no longer working for you, or perhaps it's turned out differently than what you thought it was going to be. You want to get out of Dodge. That's what I'm seeing here. Let's take a look at this Seven of Coins. It feels here like the fundamental question is, can I do it? Is it the right thing to do? Okay, if so, do I have the perhaps resources to be able to do it? What's the right time and the right way to do it? Tell us about the Seven of Coins. Judgment, the Tower, and the Hanging Man. Judgment is the choice, significant, perhaps life path altering choices, so you need to choose carefully. With Judgment and Justice both, particularly in a reading where there's not a whole lot of cards, you want to be careful to make sure that you're doing the thing you think is best, but that you do it in an honorable way. I mean, even for example, in a difficult situation, like say the breakup of a relationship or something like that, it's never easy, but no matter how the other person reacts, there's still an honorable way you can do it. Morals, ethics, being transparent. So it's pretty significant decisions here. So how you do this, perhaps the timing is going to be important. The Hanging Man and the Tower. Do I make the temporary sacrifice for greater long-term gain by not doing anything yet? Or is now the time to pull the trigger and just do it now? This is what you're evaluating with that Seven of Coins or Pentacles. Let's take a look at Justice. I mean, it's kind of like the thought process laid out here in the cards, Capricorn. Justice. Very, very similar to Virgo's reading. Your other earth sign. Justice. Knight of Wands and Death. There's this whole sense of like just wanting to get out right away. That's the Knight of Wands. He's got a quest, he's got a goal, and he is fire. So very impulsive and spontaneous, very eager to get going, moving towards that change. But the Hermit knows from experience that there is a right way and a wrong way to do anything, a right time and a wrong time to do things as well. Because the Hermit has learned that through successes and failures and mistakes of the past as well. So it's about applying the culmination, the wisdom that you've gained from all your life experiences and apply it to this so that you don't make perhaps similar mistakes that you made in the past. In terms of being too spontaneous and too impulsive in creating major change. There's a way to do it, right? Let's take a look at the Moon here. But there's still a bit of uncertainty here with the Moon. Let's see. It may be, like with Virgo's reading, that there's a smarter way to do it, right? It may be that there's help, support, resources, agencies, some way that you can get additional help and support to do it, especially if it involves like moving, relocating, bringing back some kind of balance in your life, because wanting to get away from whatever this Devil card represents for you. In Virgo's reading, it was like a family situation or family environment situation or an actual living residence kind of situation. Whatever this is for you, the imbalance, there's a very strong desire to get away from it here, which is good, and implementing changes, which is good. But just make sure that you don't repeat mistakes of the past of doing it too spontaneously, too impulsively, and without a good plan, or figuring out, trying to research, do some digging and figure out the research. Is there extra help and support I can get from XYZ to make this a little bit easier or expedite it a bit more? So with the moon, we have the Eight of Wands again with the Fool, taking off very quickly for a brand new beginning. But be careful. The Fool is the very first major arcana card, so it's starting a whole new cycle and a whole new chapter. But it can also represent being foolish in how you do that. So be careful, because what I'm getting here for some of you is that you may have or have had in the past a pattern of getting frustrated with the situation and then spontaneously and impulsively making decisions and choices that have a profound, significant change and impact on you and perhaps people around you, and moving on it too quickly without having a clearly laid out plan. So make sure that you don't repeat that, and make sure that you do it differently this time. Advice, guidance, feedback from Spirit. Temperance. Step by step, moderation is key here. Neither too much of one nor too much of the other. Spirit is kind of echoing that advice here. Six of Wands, Seven of Swords, Three of Pentacles. The key to success here is in strategy, smart thinking, having a plan. Make sure it's a good practical plan, and enlisting the help of others. This is teamwork, collaboration. Now this can be with people you know. It can be with outside people you don't know, like agencies, programs, resources, other support systems, institutions, or a combination of that with people you know, to help affect a positive change. It feels like some of you, it's a physical change too that you're wanting. It's just about the underlying theme here, Capricorn, is what's really important is how you implement the changes, right? Not rushing in the heat of the moment or because you're frustrated, but making sure there's a plan. It may be that there's outside help, resources that are available to you that you need to kind of research to figure out what those are to actually make this happen in a quicker way. But again, what's important here is to pay attention to how you make the change, the timing, Okay. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Capricorn, those are your messages for the second half of July. For those of you for whom it may have really hit home and resonated, I hope that it was useful for you. If it did and you'd like to explore it more in your personal life, or you like the reading style, if you're interested in a personal reading with me for yourself or as a gift for someone else, feel free to email me, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can click on the description of this video below to see that contact information as well. I'd be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all in a little while. Stay safe, be well, be blessed, be blessed, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.